Has it been a good feeling around the club this week then?
Yeah, there has. We've trained well. Boys look really, really sharp. Obviously, everyone's fighting for places now. So yeah, the intensity hasn't dropped at all. Sometimes you can get a little bit complacent with things, but that definitely hasn't happened this week.
Is that the perfect boost you need going into the final few fixtures of the season?
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost, we need the points to guarantee our safety. So by no means will we be throwing any tall in and waiting just for the cup final. You can't do that. Players need to play football as well. You know, it's all well and good wanting to rest everybody and save people. We want to win the next 5 games, simple as that, and go into the final in really good form. Players want to play, they don't want to be rested, simple. We haven't got a big enough squad to rest anybody anyway, so that won't be the case. We'll be going for these 5 games and making sure we try and win all 5 of them.
You need to be fully focused as well with coming up against teams that are fighting for their lives down at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, and we've experienced that before, and I've experienced before. If you take your foot off the gas at all, we're not good enough to do that. We have to play full throttle, full intensity, and we'll be more than doing that against Ross County on Saturday.
Having reached the 2 cup finals and shown what you can do against the teams at the top end of the table and also the league and the cup competitions, is it a bit disappointing to find yourselves in the bottom half of the league?
In terms of where we are as a football club, no. My remit is if I'd have told people we'd have been 7th in the table at this stage in 2 cup finals, I'd bit my hand off. So personally, yeah, I think we can be a top 6 side if we keep improving, if we make the squad stronger, because that's where we fell down in November and December. Then yeah, we've got a chance to do that there. But you have to be realistic. People get a little bit carried away. Expectations rise with a relative success. So you have to temper that a little bit and realise what you are and where you are, to be honest.
And the squad is obviously, it's sort of a relatively new squad. It's been progressing as the season goes on. Do you feel like you can maybe push on next season and push for that top 6 place?
Well, that's certainly our aim. Our objective, first and foremost, again, stay in the division. Cup runs is an added bonus, which we've had this year. And if I can add the players I'm trying to add and try and make the squad stronger, then we've got a chance. We've got a good nucleus of players. I think when we lose 6-7 players in the November-December period, we didn't quite, the players that came in didn't quite perform as well as we wanted to. Whether that was a little bit they weren't fit enough, they weren't right up to speed, or they weren't quite good enough at that stage. So we have to look at that there and make sure we rectify that and try and improve the squad.
You've already given some of your players here new contracts. Is that going to show that the planning for the next season is well underway?
Yeah, well, I think our whole back four is now securely in 2-year contracts. That's been a big part of our success. There's other people we're looking at this moment in time, and decisions will be made on them over the next 5 games. Sorry.
Does having the income from the cup final, has that made an impact already on your budget for next season, your plans? Can you push ahead with things now that you maybe were not quite sure would you be able to last week, for instance?
Well, I think compared to last year when we were still fighting relegation right up until the second last game, we weren't able to offer contracts. You don't know where you're going to be. I think that's why it's so important we get a result on Saturday, because then you're guaranteed safety, and you can push on with plans, as you said. You're able to forward plan. You're able to try and forward plan pre-season and go on and speak to other players and try and improve the squad. So yeah, the cup runs have give us a little bit more money. Not a lot more money, there's still a lot of money goes out of the club with previous directors and things as well. So we don't receive everything that comes in terms of transfer fees and that. And, I think people see you get the cup finals and, maybe fight for the top 6, but we certainly don't come out with all that money. We're a small club. There's a lot of money it takes to just run the club day to day. And that's the main aim is the club has to be secure financially. And then we try and build on that there. And, we've got targets. We know what we want to improve, and yeah, we will be able to do that a little bit earlier this season.
What's the situation with Jaws Newell? Obviously, does he need surgery? Will he be out for the rest of the season in the cup fight?
He's definitely out for the rest of the season. It'll probably be 6 weeks. He'll be out. He's broke his cheekbone. We don't know if he'll need surgery yet. We have to wait 2 weeks before he's reassessed to see if it's healed properly. So we're hopeful that he doesn't. He's had an incredibly bad run of luck with injuries, freak injuries. That really can't be helped. We don't go shouting and moaning about things in the press, but it's a bad injury for the boy. But he'll come back. He'll come back stronger, and he'll use the pre-season to get better.
It did seem to go under the radar. There was probably similar incidents in the League Cup semi-final that get publicised a lot. Was that something you thought, had a look at and thought, that there's not much kind of fairness here?
We're a club that get on with that there. Had it been us, I'm sure it would have been plastered all over the place. But that's what you have to contend with. We just go on with things. We don't shout and scream about things. The boys had a bad injury. I'm not saying there was any intent in it at all. It's just one of those where it's a collision. He's been very unlucky, a wee bit naive. Maybe he doesn't protect himself a little bit more. But as I say, he'll have to come back stronger than that there, and hopefully his luck will start to change.
Obviously, you want to be able to play Nadir in the final as well, so you're kind of not getting many options up front. Will that influence how you kind of use Curtis Main and Ryan Bowman, and maybe after Saturday when things are safe, hopefully?
I'd like to have the luxury to do that. Nadir's injured anyway, so he won't be available. George Newell's obviously out as well. Ryan Bowman's not been training for 2 days with a virus, so we're even unsure whether he'll travel or not. Well, we'll take him up and the risk of infecting the rest of the team. So we're very, very limited. I wish I had the choice. At this moment in time, Curtis is probably our only fit striker, so we'll see how that goes in an ideal world, yeah. But as I said earlier in the interview, players don't want to miss games. They're desperate to play. They're desperate to go into the final in good form with momentum. You rest players for the next 2 weeks and they don't feel sharp in their mind. So it's a fine balancing act. Unfortunately, I don't have the resources to rest people.
Is there any other team news?
Bar, do you want any more good news? Yeah, we've obviously got Rand's not trained for 2 days with an illness. So we've got a decision whether we even let him travel or not, which we'll make tomorrow morning. George Newell's obviously out, Nadir's out, young James Scott will be in the squad, so that's all their choices centre forward wise, and Petrovicius as well may get another opportunity. So bar that, no. Craig Tanner obviously long-term injury, and Peter Hartley.
Was Nadir out for a while? Is it the same injury with the ankle?
It's the same injury, just got another kick on it again. So we're hoping it won't be a long-term thing again. He'll be fit to train and hopefully be available for the Dundee game.